In today's video, I'm going to show you the 5 basic principles for pushing and pulling loads. Welcome, I'm Olivier Girard, ergonomist, posture therapist, author of the Posture Manual, and creator of the Posture Academy. Principle number 1 is that your pelvis should always be behind you. See, this is pelvis behind me, this is pelvis in front of me. And if the pelvis is in front of me, I can't do anything to correct the shape of the back. The other reason is, imagine that I have a load in my arms. If I'm like this, the load will aggravate my bad posture. If I'm like this, like a monkey, the load will just, at worst, make me bend down in the physiological direction. So that's principle 1. Principle 2 is connected to it. It is that you should use your body weight to move the load. The mistake that most people do, especially when pulling a load, is that they pull with their shoulders whilst their feet are fixed. Using your weight is this, is that, and off we go. The effort, the biggest effort, is to make the load move initially. Then, perpetuating the movement is easy. When you push, it's the same. Don't push like this with your feet fixed. You go on one leg and you see that the load starts going, and then you just have to maintain the movement. So, either here or there. And you wait until your weight has had its effect on the load. You should be patient during this initial phase. Principle 3 is connected with what you do with your feet. You see here, I'm moving my feet to make the load move. Well, when changing direction is the same. A lot of people think about how you do the shopping, for example. They tend to move the cart without moving their feet. No, you should move with your feet and then the cart goes in the direction. So you see, I push the cart, I change with my feet, and I push with the cart again. So changing the direction has to happen in your feet, especially if the wheels that turn are not at the back here, but at the front. Here it's fairly easy to, rotate the load because there's little distance to the wheels that turn. But if the wheels are in front and you start using your torso, there's massive torsion in your lower back. Principle number 4, where should the handle be? Look, in ergonomics is always the same thing. Here is precision, here is strength, in between is things like computer work, for example. So, your hands should be around belt level when you push. If you go too low, there will be 2 impacts. Number 1, you will see the wrist extension here. Number 2, you will bend your back. If the handle is too high, you're rather going to spread your elbows, which is going to lead to neck and shoulder strain. So remember, between your heart and your belt is the allowable zone, with precision in this direction, strength in the other direction. Principle 5. What's the difference between rolling that here on that pavement versus here on the grass? There's much more effort on the grass. What's the difference between pushing a cart that has well-maintained wheels versus a cart that has old wheels? There's more effort. And the rule of manual handling is always the same. The less you do, the better. So minimize friction is principle number 5, which means a lot of preventive maintenance.